The film Memento is a year 2000 film written and directed by Christopher Nolan. It's centered around the character named Leonard, who suffered a traumatic brain injury during a home invasion. During this home invasion, his wife was also killed, and the police convinced him that a suspect had gotten away. Christopher Nolan tells Leonard's story in a very unique way. There are two color scenes. So there's a color scene and a black and white scene. The black and white scene is told chronologically, so everything goes forward in order. The color scene is actually told in reverse. So considering the storyline and the way that it's set up, it actually takes the viewer a second to understand what's going on. Knowing that I had to do a review and writing a paper about this, I actually looked the film up. And so since I knew that when I was watching it, it definitely helped. It definitely helped me understand the story. So, since Leonard has suffered this brain injury and he has severe anterograde amnesia, he cannot form any short-term memories. He remembers who he is, he remembers his childhood, he remembers his wife, he remembers the home invasion. He doesn't remember anything after that. He doesn't remember things that happened earlier in the day. He doesn't remember anything that happened yesterday. So his new mission in life, since the last thing he remembers is the home invasion, is to avenge his wife's death and his injury. He does this through a series in the beginning with some phone calls, and that's in the black and white part where he's telling his story to an anonymous caller on the phone. We never find out who this caller is. And he develops and collects all these clues. Well, since he doesn't remember anything from moment to moment or day to day, he learns how to develop a system and how to jog his memory or to make situations make sense. He takes a lot of Polaroid pictures. In the hotel room that he's staying, he has a map on the wall and he has a picture of his car and it says my car. And then there's certain people that are in his life with their names, and there's a picture of his room with the number on it so he knows how to get back home. He also takes to tattooing himself, very important things. John G is the suspect that he has in mind that has killed his wife, and at one point he had gotten his license plate number, and so he had that tattooed on his body so that he could remember that and jog things about what was going on. So the main philosophical question in this movie surrounds a personal identity. Throughout the entire film, Leonard insists that he knows who he is. He says he knows his name, where he comes from, things like that. There was one particular scene that stuck out to me, and Leonard and the character named Teddy were in Leonard's vehicle, and Leonard said, "I know who I am," and Teddy said, "You know who you were, not who you are." So this is like John Locke's theory, where John Locke contends that self depends on consciousness, not substance. And he also argues that identity is constituted by being able to repeat the idea of any past action. So he's referring to memories. So that you'll be able to know what you did 5 minutes ago. He said that the people should know how they react in different situations in the past and should be able to repeat that. Well, throughout the film, Leonard's that argues that memories aren't important anyway. I feel like this is a self-defense mechanism in some type of way. He uses justification when explaining to Teddy about ask police officers and look at eyewitnesses, that their testimony isn't always reliable because different people remember things different ways. So how good are memories anyway? Then the whole point becomes, is Leonard the same person that he was before the home invasion? It's physically the same person. It's the same body. But is he the same person? And at some point, Leonard contends that he is not, because part of the reason why he wants to avenge his wife's death and his injury is because he says that the man stole his life as well, because now he doesn't live. He just lives for revenge, which is a form of living. But obviously his life consists of very short moments, knowing that this big chunk is missing. So is he living, and is he even know who he is? And so then therefore he is not the same person, according to Locke, that he was before the home invasion, but is he the same person that he was yesterday even? Because he can form no new memories. These are all questions, and Memento doesn't seem to answer all of the questions. How the movie ends is the black and white and the color areas combine. So you realize like the story kind of went in like a little like circle, and so that you finally understand what happened. But there are certain points in the movie, because since the main character can't tell you the truth because they don't remember what happened, to tell the viewer, that other characters attempt to use them or convince Leonard that something happened that didn't, and things like that. So we're not even sure all the answers of the film. Overall, Memento is a great psychological thriller that can be seen multiple times over, and you have continuous questions and trying to figure out the exact purpose, but I guess the only one who knows that is Christopher Nolan.